Okay, so what is your degree? What degree do you have?
I have a Bachelor of Science degree in Civil Engineering from the University of Pittsburgh.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. And where do you work right now?
I work for an engineering firm called Anilta Group. That's ANNEALTA Group. We're
Thank-
a municipal firm that serves city engineering functions for cities.
Okay. Can you describe your engineering field?
Yeah, my field is civil engineering, which is pretty much about everything you come in contact with. Roads, bridges, buildings, water lines, sewer lines, dams, all of that has to do with civil engineering. And in civil engineering, of course, is design, construction management, project management, and inspection services.
Okay, that's really cool. What are your specific, your duties that you have to do?
Well, the duties I do now, I'm a executive vice president for my company.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the things I'm doing is I have a branch office where I'm in charge of growing our client base in the Inland Empire and Coachella Valley. The other part of my company, which is run by the owner, covers Orange County and LA County. And what I do is I market, I get cities, I write proposals to or qualification statements to get a job. I'll hire people to do it, whether it's construction management or inspection. And I'll also go into a city, which I'm doing right now for a city in Orange County. I go in and I manage staff. I mentor them, I train them, I give them direction on city engineering functions, and act as project manager on a number of very complex projects.
Okay. What's one of the coolest places you've had to work?
Well, the coolest place I've had to work after I got my degree was actually Chino Hills Manager's Office.
Really?
That was a special district of the county in charge of all construction in the city of Chino Hills. All new streets and development that happened in Chino Hills, including all the infrastructure. And what was cool about that was that we were a young group of people before a city incorporated that pretty much had to learn all the rules and laws ourselves, and we made our own decisions and ran our own projects. We didn't have a big political hierarchy over us.
Wow.
And it was probably one of the best times of my career.
Wow, that's interesting. So it sounds like you have a lot of stuff to do. What's your average work schedule?
Oh, it's pretty crazy. I try to keep it 8 to 5 Monday through Friday, but for instance, when you and I get off the phone, I have a few projects I'm working on for a city down in the Coachella Valley that I'm doing advertisement for bids for so they can build some projects. So I'll probably work on that a little bit tonight and email them over to the city. I have a policies and procedures manual I'm writing for a department in another city to tell them how to operate, maintain, and the infrastructure and train their people. And I'll probably work a little bit on that on Sunday. And but then again, Mondays and Tuesdays and Thursdays, I go into the client, stay there all day like a city employee, but Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I work from home or my office down in Palm Springs.
That's really cool that you're able to work from home.
Yeah, it's a good thing. Computers open up a whole new realm of opportunities for actually having home offices. It's a lot more efficient.
Starting with high school, what's your educational background?
Well, you hit it right there. High school. I went to high school back in Western Pennsylvania, the Pittsburgh area, Then after high school, I went. Actually, the first year I went into a community college because I just didn't quite know what I wanted to be.
Oh,
And
really?
so, I mean, I was looking at everything from architecture to wildlife technology. I had no idea what I wanted to do. I was also in a musical band, and I was actually looking at entertainment for a while. And what I ended up doing, though, is transferring into Ohio State University in architecture to be an architect.
Oh, okay.
After a year and a half of that, I decided I really didn't like architecture. You
Yeah.
drew pretty pictures, but you didn't know what you were drawing would work.
Yeah.
So I decided to change my major, which I was paying for my own college. It was a little scary at that point because I'm starting over again. So I went into the library at Ohio State and looked what careers were good careers, and I could use a lot of my classes I've already taken. Civil engineering was it, so I thought I'll give it a try.
Yeah.
Well, the University of Pittsburgh is a engineering school, really good at engineering, and it was closer to home, so I transferred into the University of Pittsburgh and really liked it and really succeeded. And after that, when I graduated, I started working designing bridges in Western Pennsylvania, and I took some master's degree courses in structural engineering, and that's pretty much all my education.
Wow. Like, if you had to do it over, like, would you do anything differently? Like, maybe, like, you would have wished you would have known what you wanted to do from the get-go, or what would you have done differently?
Well, it's kind of interesting because that's the two-part question there.
Yeah.
Thinking back, when I graduated high school, I didn't even know what an engineer was.
Yeah.
And so I got into it, and I really enjoyed it. So would I have gone straight into that? I really don't think I would have, because I had to mature and I had to understand the different other different paths. Now, I met all kinds of people and have a lot broader range background because I can do an architectural design, and then I can do all the structural designs to make sure it works. And I've learned when I was in entertainment, well, that taught me how to speak in front of large groups of people and not be worried about making presentations at council meetings and big public meetings. I mean, I've made presentations to over 1,000 people room already, and never bothered me because I used to sing in front of 1,000 people all the time. So the range of experience, I guess the important thing for you to take from this, Robert, no matter what direction you go, if you're not liking it and you change directions, well, what you did wasn't lost. It was experience that's going to be valuable to you in the future.
Wow. The last question was, what advice would you give to me as someone interested in pursuing a career path similar to yours, but you did the exact thing? That's exactly what I needed.
My advice, don't be afraid to ask questions.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to have your own mind. Understand that the people that succeed, believe it or not, are the creative people. They're the ones that can think outside the box and there isn't only one way to do anything. There's a number of ways, and there's always a solution. Be optimistic. Always be optimistic. There's always a way to figure out a problem. And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid.
Okay, that's just all the questions I have. Thank you so much for scheduling this with your busy schedule.
Not a problem at all, Robert. I'm very happy to give back.
All right. Thank you so much.
Take care. Good luck.
You too. Thank you.
Uh-huh.